lot of question marks in Chicago. There was so much buzz, so much excitement about this team going the regular season. You were just walking around the streets, whether it was Wrigley, the west side, the south side. Everybody was talking up the Bears, saying, hey, this team's going to win 10 games this year. They're going to be a surefire playoff team. But now at 1-1, and they were lucky to win in week one thanks to defense and some timely turnovers that they were able to convert for a couple of points against the Tennessee Titans. People are starting to rethink where they really stand with Chicago. So right now at BetMGM, the Bears, yes, to make the playoffs, are plus 140 at no minus 165. Horvat, bury your anti-Bears bias as a Packers fan. What do you say? Yes is their value here, or would you side with the no at a minus 165?
I would say no, and this isn't even me being a hater because, again, today I bet Minnesota plus 105 to make the playoffs and Kevin O'Connell at 10-1 to win Coach of the Year. I still like it even though it's all the way down to plus 750, but that was my question, right? Because I like the Bears' schedule. If you're looking at strength of schedule coming into the season, they were fifth with the easiest schedule, right behind Atlanta, the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Jets, and they don't have a divisional opponent until Week 11. So I like that, right? Because by Week 11, Caleb Williams is going to be, fingers crossed, hopefully, a much different and better quarterback right after he sees some of these NFL defenses. But I'm just like early on, and I know it's early sample size, but I'm kind of like seeing the same thing from Caleb that I saw at USC where, the scripted stuff looks really good. When he's kept clean in the pocket, like he was the number one graded quarterback in college football, right? But when he tries to make those backyard plays, when he's under pressure, that's when the QBR drops to like 38.4 at the collegiate level, and that's where all the turnover-worthy throws and interceptions came from. He tries to play hero ball. He's got to get that out of his system, and I just don't know right now if they have the right coaching staff and play caller for Caleb Williams. So, like, if I'm buying stock on Caleb, I'm not selling. I'm still buying on the Chicago Bears as well, but maybe it takes a new coaching staff like a Ben Johnson, a better offensive mind, because going back and watching that game on the All-22, it's just like, I mean, the first 2 weeks haven't looked great for Caleb, but I still think that he's going to be solid, man. I don't want to bet him right now to win Rookie of the Year. I don't really want to bet the Bears to make the playoffs because I'm high on Minnesota. I'm still high on Green Bay because of Matt LaFleur. And Detroit, I know that they just lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they were 1 for 7 in red zone opportunities. So I still think that they're a class of the NFC North. So you just wonder how many teams are going to get in the North. So I'm pumping the brakes on the Bears. I would bet them not to make the playoffs if I had to place a wager on Chicago right now.
Yeah, trying to bury my bias as a Chicago Bears diehard. I agree. I don't think this is a playoff-bound team any way, shape, or form right now. As great as they are defensively, number 5 in EPA per play defense overall, but they are number 30 in EPA per play offense. The next 3 matchups at Indy, a game they could win.
Yeah.
They get the LA Rams after that, and they're just in shambles right now due to all the injuries, especially at the wide receiver position with no Puka and no Cooper Kupp. And then you get the Carolina Panthers. So they could go 2-1 conceivably here quite easily over these next 3 weeks. And maybe that's going to build some momentum. They have the 13th easiest remaining schedule based on things I've already shaken out, according to the NFL nerd there on Twitter. But I look at Caleb Williams' advanced analytics, and this is real. And I got to get a bucket and just hurl into it right now and purge. I'm going to share this with you. I pulled this up at playerprofiler.com. He has yet to complete a deep ball this season. That's beyond 20 yards. So he's got 0% in that category. Pressure completion percentage at QB 32. Play action completion percentage at QB 26. Where he is best is red zone completion percentage at number 19, but he doesn't have a passing touchdown yet. And clean pocket percentage of completions at number 23. So, yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress, to say the least.
Yeah.
I think better days are on the immediate horizon. Maybe they can build that momentum, and it can snowball in a positive way. But, yeah, man, I'm down on my stinking Chicago Bears. Pass the Malort. I need it. I got the cold shakes. All right, from one C team to another C team, the Cincinnati Bengals in action, taking on the Commanders in the Monday Night Football doubleheader here in week number 3. Yes, to make the playoffs at minus 140. No, not to make the playoffs, which might be kind of surprising to some, at plus 115. Horvat, where do you stand?
Yeah, again, they came into the season with the top 5 easy schedule. They were number 3. So I do think Cincinnati's going to figure things out. I got to tell you, though, I don't know that I want to lay minus 140 on this team right now to make the playoffs with all the off-field stuff like T. Higgins, not healthy, also not happy, playing on a franchise tag at 25 years old. He wants a big deal. Jamar Chase, not happy. He's not going to get paid until this summer. Joe Burrow looked much better week 2, but, there's still some concerns how healthy the hand is and whatnot. And then the defensive side of the ball, I have some major question marks in that secondary. But still, if I was going to do anything with Cincinnati, I would just bet them to win the AFC North at plus 210. The Ravens are the favorites, and I'm kind of all the way out on the Ravens right now, especially the interior of their offensive line. Steelers are 2-0, and they still have the third best odds to win the division at plus 275. I'm not calling them frauds. Mike Tomlin's a great coach, and I love Justin Fields, but I don't know that they're winning the North. And then the Browns, I think that was a fluke win. So rather than lay the minus 140, I'd probably just play the Bengals plus 210 still to win the division. They have to have a bounce-back game. I think they have a perfect get-right spot against a really bad secondary, and they're 7.5-point favorites. But I do have some concerns still about Cincinnati compared to how I felt about them coming into the season when I thought they were realistically, Super Bowl contenders and Joe Burrow was going to win MVP of the league.
Yeah, look, I 100% concur with you, Captain, on betting them to take the division at plus 210. Yeah. Get sucked in by that juice and get seduced by it.
I was listening all summer long, and Derek Carr was like, man, it just feels different. Everything's clicking. What have you noticed, not only with him, but with the new offense, the Clint Kubiak offense compared to the Pete Carmichael offense? Like, I know it's a 2-game sample size here, but what looks different to you?
The difference to me is the kind of you don't know. You know what you know, but you don't know. So for Pete Carmichael and Sean Payton, really it's the Sean Payton offense from 2006. So you have the same system for 17 years. Yeah. And so it becomes predictable. So to me, the biggest part of this offense is the unpredictability. It's not people are lining up in different spots. Rashid Shaheed is in the pistol formation behind Derek Carr. Alvin split it to the left. You put Taysom anywhere you want. So it's the unknown. That, to me, is the biggest part. But I do believe it's made Carr better, and this is going to get boring, but the fact is when you run the ball, forget everything else. This football team could not run at 3.3 yards a carry last year, could not stop the run at 4.4 yards a carry. Completely different. Completely. When you do that, you're not 3rd and 8. This offensive line is not being asked to pass protect. I don't think they've pass protected with a 3rd and 8, but maybe twice so far. So when you're running the football, it changes everything. And Carr said in Irvine, California, in training camp, he said, when this offense is run right, and meaning himself, the first 4 or 5 steps, the defense won't know if it's a run or pass. And he is spot on. And so can that continue at this pace? Probably not. But man, you can't ask for a better start than what they've done offensively, defensively, and special teams.